Hey traders, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I have a very special FOMC day breakdown for you guys. On this day, 22nd of September, we had the FOMC meeting. If you guys don't know what FOMC meeting is, it's conducted every 6 weeks by the Fed officials. They discuss the tapering, inflation fears, interest rates, and everything like that. So usually on days like these and the weeks like these, the market is really choppy. Market is trying to find a direction, but because of the uncertainty of the economic events, we don't see any clean moves in the market. I came in with the mindset to trade really small, but I caught a really good UPST winner straight off the open, making $2,800 within the first 3 minutes of market open. Overall, I took 4 trades on this day, 1 loser, 3 winners. In this video, I will break down the technicals of the stocks I traded, followed by the trade breakdown. So make sure that you watch this video till the end and give this video a thumbs up because it helps out the channel a lot. My very first trade of the day was on UPST. Even though this stock is very extended on the 1-day chart, but it's making pretty nice intraday price action if we focus on the 15 minutes, 5 minutes and the 1 minute chart. The levels on UPST I was looking at, it made a pre-market high of around 328.5, so I was looking at that level. Yesterday's high, the day before high, was 329.5 around, and then above us we have a critical psychological level, that is a $330 level. My plan was, if I'm able to catch the break of pre-market high, it might break $330 level as well, and the premiums on UPST move really nice as well. So if you're taking it off the open and if you catch $2-3 move on UPST, the premiums are gonna move nicely and it can be a good risk to reward play. This is my very first trade of the day on UPST. As I mentioned, this is the pre-market high, 328.5-ish around, and this dotted line on top of us is the yesterday's high. Around 328.5 and 328, we are seeing a lot of green on the time and sales with huge orders going through right here at 328.5. That's why I was expecting the break of 328.5, and this was a good risk to reward play. I entered 20 contracts at a fill price of 9.08. I'm trading 330 calls. My stop loss was the break of 327. That was the VWAP for this play. So I was risking around $500 to $1,000 on this trade on 20 contracts. And as we are speaking, I already exited half of my position. I entered at 31.32. My first exit, 50% of my position was at 31.48. That means just within the 15 seconds of holding that position, I made around $1,000 on 50% of my position. I got out another 5 contracts at a fill price of 10.70 because you guys know I like to be really quick off the open. Stocks can be very volatile off the open. So if I catch a good move right at the open, that is around 15-20% play, I will make sure to take my profits and take my position off the table. At the break of $332 level towards the upside, I was seeing a bit of red now. So just to be safe, I covered another 3 contracts at a fill price of 11.70, which is crazy and amazing thing about the stock market. I was just holding 2 of my contracts to see if we can get to 335 or not. But when I saw this wick around 333 and the stock is coming back under $330 level, I covered my whole position, the remaining 2 contracts at a fill price of 10.90 and 10.70, overall making $2,800 on this trade. That was a return of 15% of my investment. That too within the first 3 minutes of market open, with a total hold time of only 1.5 minutes, which is the amazing thing about the stock market. My second trade of the day was on NVDA. That was from our game plan. I post my daily game plan on our Discord group. So if you guys want to be part of our Discord group, the link will be in the description box below. I took this trade on NVDA because it had a gap above $215 level. It made an inside day yesterday. So similar to yesterday, I was looking at an upside gap fill from $215 to $218 level. Let's now jump on to my trade recap. Here's my recap of the trade on NVDA. So if we break down the chart, it had a clean push towards the upside, and now it's pulling back to these level, which is the pre-market high and the yesterday's high, and it's supporting that level. When I saw this wick at the break of this level towards the downside, I got in a startup position. I got in 10 contracts at a fill price of 2.58. I'm trading 215 calls, same week expiry contracts. My plan is to enter small startup position on the pullback, and if it makes a new high of the day, the break of $215 level, I will add on to my position because I'm already green for the day. 10 contracts, that is $2,500 of investment. It's a starter small position for me. But if I see a confirmation of the break of high of the day, my plan is to add 20 more contracts to my position. According to my plan, at the break of $215 level towards the upside, I added to my position. I added 20 more contracts but my fill price was really bad on this ad. I should have added right here when I saw this big, huge push towards the upside. I was a bit too late, maybe even 5 seconds late, which makes all the difference in the stock market if you are scalping especially. But nevertheless, I got filled 20 contracts at a fill price of 2.85 and I'm trading the same 215 calls. For all these contracts, these 30 contracts, my stop loss is the break of 9 EMA on the 1 minute towards the downside. I held this position for a minute or two, but when I saw that it's breaking the 9 EMA towards the downside and I'm holding 30 contracts, which is a big position on NVDA, I got out all my contracts at a fill price of 2.61, overall losing $450 on this trade. But if I go back and review my trade, it was still a good opportunity in my opinion. I think me adding on to this position was not that bad. It was a good trade idea, and later in the day it went to $219 as well. So it was a good trade idea, but it just did not work out in my favor. And that's the thing about the stock market. You can take the best trades in the world, but still your win rate is not going to be 100%. You have to accept the loss and move on. My third trade of the day was on Tesla. That was from my game plan that I post on a Discord group. I was watching Tesla similar to NVDA for a gap fill towards the upside. The day before high was around $745 level and Tesla made a pre-market high of $746. So I was looking at the break of $745 or $746 for a continuation towards $750 level. This is my trade recording on Tesla. So just before the break of $745, after the break, it made a quick flag pattern, pushed towards the upside around the pre-market high. This dotted line is the pre-market high. It made another quick flag pattern on the 1 minute chart. At the break of high of the day, I entered 30 contracts trading 750 calls at a fill price of 5.29. But this was a hotkey mistake. Originally, I only wanted to take 10 contracts, but because I exited 30 on my NVDA trade, by mistake, I clicked my hotkey to enter 30 contracts. When I was not looking at any clean push towards the upside, I lowered my position because originally I only wanted 10 contracts. I got out 20 of my contracts out of those 30 at break even pretty much. And then at the break of 746.3, I'm not seeing a lot of green on the time and sales. I'm not liking this trade a lot. And even the Nasdaq ETF QQQ was not pushing cleanly towards the upside. So I got out 5 of my contracts at a fill price of 5.45. I'm just holding 5 of my 10 contracts. 30 was by mistake, to see if we can get to 747. But if we don't see any clean push towards the upside, I will most likely cover that position with a small profit. I'm not seeing the push I want to see on Tesla because when it usually breaks a level, the pushes are really nice. This push is not really good. It's not supported by a lot of volume. Just to be safe, I covered the remaining 5 contracts at a fill price of 5.55. Overall making around $200 on this trade, but I paid a lot in commissions because by mistake I entered 30 contracts. So I made around $150 including commissions on this trade. My last trade of the day was on Netflix. Even though Netflix was not part of my daily game plan, but we also have the pre-market voice breakdown before the market open on our Discord group for our Discord members. I mentioned that I am watching Netflix for the break of this trend line because ever since it had a crazy push towards the upside, it made a high of around $615, $616 level. It's been consolidating and it's been holding this downtrend on the 1 hour chart. And you guys can see today on Wednesday, 22nd of September, it had a really nice push towards the upside. I was not able to catch the initial push up because I was trading Tesla at that time, but I made sure to capitalize on a pullback entry on Netflix. So let's now jump on to my trade recap. I'm going to break down this trade on a screenshot instead of a recording because I held this trade for like 15 minutes. So the recording will be very, very long. If you look at the 5-minute chart, it had a clean push towards the upside. Originally, my plan was to enter on the pullback to this $590 level on this candle, but I missed my entry as I mentioned. So after missing my entry, I waited patiently for a bull pennant strategy. If you guys don't know what a bull pennant is, I'm going to post a screenshot of that strategy right there. So it made a bullish move towards the upside followed by a triangle. It's been consolidating nicely. My plan was to enter on the pullback to this triangle with a very tight stop loss. And if it breaks out of this triangle, I will add on to my position. As per my plan, I added 20 contracts to my position at a fill price of 5.30. I covered 5 contracts at a fill price of 5.90. My plan was that if it consolidates here, breaks out of this trend line, I will add 15 more contracts to my position. But when I saw that this trend line is failing towards the downside with increase in volume, I covered my whole position with a small profit of around $400 on this position. But still, if I go back and review this trade, this was a really good entry because there was a big buyer at $592 level that I was looking at on the Bookmap. That is the application I use to see big buyers and big sellers. That buyer was like a wall to me. I entered around 592.2ish, so I was only giving it 20-30 cents against me. So my risk was very limited on this trade. Here's my P&L statement for you guys. If you guys have been following me, you guys know that I like to get done by 11 or 11:30 a.m. I start at 9:30 a.m. I like to get done within the first 1 to 2 hours of market open. My last exit was at 11:07 a.m. Overall making $2,879 for the day, including commissions. Majority of my profits for the day were within the first 3 minutes of the market open. I made $2,800 on UPST. After that, I still took good trades. I did not take any bad trades in my opinion, but I was just not able to score a big winner. So I'm pretty glad that I was able to end the day with really good enough green. And to be honest, I was not even thinking of making $100 today because of FOMC day. Usually FOMC day is on Wednesday. Every 6 weeks, the market is really choppy. So I'm thankful and glad that I was able to grab a few good moves from the market. Hold on a second before you go. Give this video a thumbs up and put a comment down below if you have any questions or any video suggestions for this channel. Subscribe to my channel for a lot more content on day trading. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure that you follow me there because I post a lot of good day trading content, including my red PNL on Instagram as well. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.